What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we are going to be doing our 2019 favorites. I literally can't even believe this year is like already over. This whole decade is already over. Like literally insane. 2019 was a crazy year, but I have compiled all of my favorites. So basically the most used products throughout the whole year of 2019. And I'm going to be sharing them with you guys today. I actually was referencing this before against my 2018 yearly favorites. And I actually have quite a few things that have rolled over even from my 2018 favorites. So I was actually happy to see that. Because I feel like I'm the kind of person where like if I ride for a product, I ride for a product and I'm gonna keep using it. We do definitely have some newer products too, like some stuff that came out in 2019 that became a really great favorite of mine, and just stuff that I have really loved throughout the entire year. So I always love filming this video every single year, kind of like a recap of the best products. And I love being able to share this with you guys. I wanna thank you guys so much for such an amazing 2019. My channel grew so much this year. I think this time last year I had just about 500,000 subscribers. So now we're at over 750,000. So we grew a lot in the past year, and I'm so thankful and grateful for you guys. And you made my whole year and every single day an amazing day. So thank you so much for your love and support. If you have not subscribed already, girl, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first category we have is primer. I do have two primer favorites. Most of these categories, I tried to pick only one or two products that were my favorites because I don't want to say like, oh, these are like my 5 favorites, you know? You gotta narrow it down somehow. So it was hard. I think the only category of makeup that I have 3 favorites in are foundations, but it's because they're 3 very different foundations. However, primer, I have 2. This one is a rollover from last year's yearly favorites. It was a favorite again, and this is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. This is the shade Medium Glow. There are 3 of them, so this is the one in the middle. This just gives a really pretty pearlescent glow to the skin. So what I really like this for is I will wear it beneath my foundation if I want some glowiness on my skin, or I will also wear it on days where I don't plan on wearing makeup, but I want a little tint to my skin, because a lot of times I don't self-tan my face, so my face is significantly lighter than my neck. So this kind of helps to match everything. I'll put a little bit on my hand so I can show you guys what I mean, because it is like slightly tinted and has a little glow to it. It's not a foundation or anything like that. It would really be closer to like a liquid highlight. You guys might not even really be able to see that much on my hand, but you see that glow that it gives to my hand? It's just absolutely beautiful. Honestly, it mimics high-end products that are like triple the price. So I really, really like this. I think for a drugstore product, this is actually kind of pricey. I wanna say it's like around 14 bucks, which is like pretty expensive for a drugstore product, but I think it's well worth it. I wear it all the time. Without makeup, underneath makeup, mixed into foundation. There's really endless options with this. It's not even technically a primer, but I use it as one. The technical term on it is a natural glow enhancer. So take with that what you will, but I love using it as a primer and was definitely well used this year. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th tube for the whole year. My other primer favorite is the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business. This is the moisturizing one. They do have quite a few primers that they came out with this year, but the moisturizing one is my absolute favorite. I have dry skin, so this does a really good job of just prepping my skin for makeup application and giving me a flawless canvas to work with. It's kind of like a primer and a moisturizer in one, so I do really, really love this. And as you can tell from the dirty bottle, it's been well used. And those are both drugstore products too. I have a really good mix. Like I do have high-end products like favorites as well, but a lot of these products are drugstore too. Like the drugstore stepping their game up every single year. I feel like the products just keep getting better and better, and they're setting the bar higher. So I have a lot of drugstore favorites that like beat out high-end favorites that I use, you know? So I was excited about that. All right, moving on to foundation, we gotta talk the obvious first. You guys know Too Faced Born This Way, my go-to. I wear this all the time. Like if I am not trying something new purposely or like going for like a go-to product, like this is 100% what I reach for on a daily basis. The shade is Natural Beige. You'd think I'd know that, not even have to look at it, but this is my favorite. It was in my favorites last year. It'll probably be in my 2020 favorites when I film that next year. This is an absolutely amazing foundation. It's medium to buildable coverage. It's a very natural finish, so it's not overly matte and not overly dewy. It's just right in the middle, really like your skin but better. So this has been an absolute favorite of mine since forever, and it's like my top favorite go-to foundation for sure. My next favorite that I wanted to mention, because it's a completely different product, this is the Tarte Found Sealer. So this is, it's called a foundation. It says multitasking foundation. I would consider this more like a tinted moisturizer kind of, but it does definitely have good coverage to it. So it's like a full coverage tinted moisturizer, but this has a lot of benefits in it. It has SPF 20 in it. It's very moisturizing and hydrating on the skin, but it does give a really good coverage. So this really was like on a daily basis when I wasn't doing full glam makeup and I just wanted something on my face to like make me look a little bit more presentable. This is what I've been grabbing for basically all year long. The shade on this is medium tan neutral, but yeah, I really, really like this. It's light and breathable on the skin, but like gives me enough coverage to cover up any redness or problem areas that I have. So it was definitely an absolute favorite. And I like that it had the SPF in it for every day and left my skin feeling hydrated all day long. So this was definitely one of my most used. You guys just might not have seen it as much on my channel because it's not necessarily like a full coverage foundation that I would be grabbing for to do like this completely glam look. I would say it's more medium coverage, but for an everyday sort of situation, this was by far my go-to. And last but not least, I needed to give honorable mention. This is a newer favorite, so I didn't want to put it as like a yearly favorite because I don't think that I even tried this until October of this year, so very late into 2019. But since trying it, I have been using this a lot. This is the Zoeva Authentic Skin Natural Luminous Foundation. This is one of the first products I ever tried from Zoeva, and I am hooked. I love this foundation. It's super, super beautiful. The shade is 170 W Fearless. It reminds me a lot of Too Faced Born This Way. Honestly, they are very, very similar in the actual product and formulation and stuff. Like this is, again, medium to buildable coverage, feels breathable on the skin, is more of a natural finish, so it's not overly matte, not overly dewy. It's just kind of right in between, and it lasts all day like really, really well. So I really have been loving this foundation as well. So I did want to give it an honorable mention because in the last quarter of 2019, this has gotten quite a lot of use. For concealer, my first favorite, again, this will be no surprise, is Tarte Shape Tape. You guys know I love this. There's honestly no other concealer that covers as good as this does. I have it on my under eyes today. Like, it doesn't matter if you got 1 hour of sleep, no hours of sleep. This is gonna make your under eyes look beautiful and brightened and awakened and just absolutely perfect. It really is the best concealer. And also, if you need to spot conceal like any blemishes, like nothing is getting through Tarte Shape Tape. It is very full coverage. If set with a powder, I don't have issues with it creasing on me, and it has always been a staple, always been a go-to. If I need something to cover up these under eye circles, honey, Tarte Shape Tape is gonna be there to do it. I do have an affiliate code with Tarte. It's just Kelly, so it'll get you 15% off Shape Tape and everything on their website if you want to put in an order. Because this is from Tarte, the Found Sealer is from Tarte. This is not sponsored by Tarte. I just do really enjoy their products, and the Shape Tape has been a favorite staple of mine forever. You guys know that. I do also want to mention the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. So this is a fabulous concealer. I would say that it is very comparable to Tarte Shape Tape. I do prefer Shape Tape over the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but the e.l.f. Camo Concealer is $5. So it is very affordable, and I think for $5, it is an amazing, amazing concealer. So if you are looking for a concealer from the drugstore that is going to be full coverage, cover up any problem areas that you have, whether it be your under eyes or blemishes, whatever, I would highly, highly recommend this. They do have a pretty broad range in this. Let me double check and let you guys know how many they have. Okay, wait, I'm looking on e.l.f.'s website, and now it says that it's $6, which is weird. I feel like I could have sworn that this was $5. Did they jack up the price, or has it always been $6? I mean, regardless, it's affordable, but for some reason I definitely thought that it was $5, not $6. So on their website right now, it looks like there are 26 different shades in this. So lots of options to choose from, and for the price, I think it is absolutely amazing. This is a tad bit drying, but I think as long as you go in with some sort of moisturizing eye cream, you'll be completely fine. I also use a lot of concealer, so that could be part of the reason too. But it's definitely not overly drying or anything like that. It's a great concealer, and for the price, you can't beat it. It definitely was well used by me this year. For powder, my absolute standout favorite this year is the CoverGirl True Blend Minerals Loose Mineral Powder. This is in the shade Banana. You guys can see it right in there. This is amazing. I fell in love with the Fenty Pro Filter powder when it came out. The shade I have in that is Butter. It's a beautiful powder. It's finely milled, and it brightens and just like softens the under eyes like so beautiful. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then shortly after, CoverGirl came out with this one, and I tried it and I was like, oh my god, this is such a dupe. Like, it's literally the same thing. It's just so beautiful. It does have that yellow undertone, so it's great for the under eyes to really brighten them up, but it also just like smooths them over. Like, it literally makes them look airbrushed. And like, I typically don't even like loose powders like this, but there's just something about this one that is so, so great. It does come with this little puff, so it can kind of keep it in, so you can travel with it. But then it's just in here like a loose powder, so I just tap a little bit into the cap, set my eyes with it. They also have the shade Medium, which I've used so many times to set all over my face. I just honestly love this, and I've used this way more times than I have any high-end powder or anything like that. So I really am impressed with it. For the price, you can't beat it, and I absolutely love it. It's just beautiful. Somehow it's like airbrush in a bottle, Facetune in a little jar, you know? Up next, unplanned, but also from CoverGirl, my favorite for my brows is the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I'm pretty sure I featured this in my 2018 favorites as well, but this is honestly just the best brow pencil. You cannot beat it. It rivals the Anastasia Brow Wiz, like tons of high-end brow pencils. The shade that I use most of the time is Soft Brown. This is literally all I have left is this little nub. Like, I can't even get it up any more than that. It has a spoolie on one side, the product on the other. It's a super fine tip, so you can really go in there, do like micro little brows. Like, it's just fabulous, honestly. So yeah, this has remained from last year a favorite into this year. I still love it. It's amazing and definitely has been my most used brow product. All right, now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow palettes. Now, this was a really hard category because eyeshadow palettes is something that I'm not as loyal to, I feel like, as some of my other products, like foundations, concealers, stuff like that. I'm very loyal. Like, I use the same things over and over. A lot of times where with eyeshadow palettes, I'm kind of like gonna just grab for like whatever eyeshadows I kind of feel like doing that day, because I'm always doing different looks on my eyes, where like with my complexion, it's like relatively the same thing. So I feel like it was harder for me to narrow down like my favorites or most used. And honestly, when I really thought about it, I was kind of shook by like the palette that I really did use the most this year. But it is honestly the Naked Reloaded palette, which when I first got this, I did a review, and it wasn't that I didn't like the palettes, but I just like wasn't anything revolutionary to me. Like, these are the shades, you know, we've seen the Urban Decay Naked line 1,000 times. You know, there's 1,000 different Naked palettes, and it's like, how many times can we actually do it? And I remember when I got this, I was kind of like, okay, like, is it really necessary? But I honestly used this more than any other palette. There's certain shades that I like gravitate to in this palette, but this Blurred, Bucked, Endgame, Barely Baked, and Angel Fire, which are these two right here, these two shimmers, and then a couple of these mattes back here, I like grabbed for over and over and over again to just do basic kind of brown smoky eye sort of looks, which is definitely always like my go-to when I'm not doing anything like sort of out of the ordinary. So this honestly was the palette that I used more than anything else, which is pretty crazy. Again, like I said, I'm just always using different palettes, but I do really love this palette. Like, it grew on me. Like, these shades are really, really nice because they're kind of very neutral in between. Like, this palette doesn't pull overly warm or overly cool. It really is like that neutral kind of in between. So you can definitely like pull your eye look either which way, which I do really like. And obviously it's Urban Decay, you know, the shadows blend beautifully. So surprisingly, this genuinely was like the palette that I used the most this year, and I do actually really recommend it. I remember when I first got it, I was kind of just like, all right, it's another Naked palette, but the joke's on me because I love it. And then the other eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to give an honorable mention to are basically just all of the little Colourpop palettes they came out with this year. I feel like 2019 was the year where I really tried the most Colourpop stuff. Like, in 2018, I had tried some stuff from Colourpop, but not like a ton of things. Where this year I tried a lot more of their stuff and was really just blown away, I feel like, every time. Like, they create such good products, but don't charge a lot for them. Like, somehow they create like really like high-end, like nice products, but only charge very affordable prices for it. So I really have been enjoying all these various little palettes that Colourpop has come out with throughout the year. So I have the Honey palette, which was like the more yellow toned one. I have the Going Coconuts, which this one is like a little more brown. And Baby Got Peach, which is the more peachy one. So honestly, the Going Coconuts and Baby Got Peach were probably my most used out of all the palettes that they came out with this year. But just in general, I really liked kind of the different monochromatic little palettes that they came out with, whether it's the yellow one or the pink one, because I think for the price, the quality on them is really, really great. And if you have a specific colored sort of look that you have in your mind that you want to create, they're great palettes to reach for. So I feel like if I was like, okay, today I want to do a yellow eye look, I'm like, all right, well, let me grab for the Honey palette. Or if I want to do an orange one, let me grab for the orange palette from Colourpop, because now I have this palette of just that shade. So I did really like that. So I did definitely want to give them honorable mention because I did really enjoy those palettes this year. Also from Colourpop, my favorite liner this year definitely has been the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Exit. This is the white liner that I basically use all the time in my waterline. I always get DMs and stuff on Instagram like, what white liner are you using? Because so often white liner like doesn't show up on the waterline, but these are really, really amazing. Like, they show up really well. They last a really long time and they're super affordable. So I mean, I like white in my waterline. Today I do have a black liner in my waterline, but more times than not, I feel like I do go with white because it just kind of opens up my eyes, makes them a little bit more bright. So this was definitely my favorite and most used liner for the whole year. Moving on to mascara, I have two. I can never pick between these two. Like, I love both of them and they're definitely both my most used. I literally just go like back and forth with them. The first one is Too Faced Better Than Sex. This is a great mascara. I mean, it's a cult favorite. It's been around forever. I feel like if I'm really looking for like length, separation, and some volume, Better Than Sex is what I go for. Where if I'm really looking for like lots and lots of volume on my natural lashes, I will go with the Misor Big from Lancome. This is also a favorite. I believe this was my 2018 favorite mascara, and it definitely got a ton of use in 2019 as well. There really is like no other mascara that packs on as much volume as this one does. So it is a fabulous mascara as well. They do work differently, so it really kind of just depends on the look. I feel like this one gives me a little bit more like separation, maybe a little bit more on the length side, where this one is like all small volume, but like it looks good. Because my natural lashes are really nothing to write home about. I wear falsies more often than not, but when I want to do something with my natural lashes, these are definitely the two that I am reaching for sure, because they actually make them look pretty decent. Speaking of lashes, we have two favorites, both from Salon Perfect. I literally just love their lashes. Like, these are Walmart lashes, and they are better than like high-end bougie mink lashes that I try. Like, at least in my opinion, you can't find anything better. I love them. So these are the 614s. You guys know these. If you watch my channel, I wear them all the time. These are kind of like my more natural lash. Like, even if I'm like on a day where I'm not wearing a lot of makeup, but I want to kind of give a little va-va-voom to my lashes, I'll throw one of these on. They honestly look like lash extensions when put on the eyelid. Like, I wear them all the time, even with no eyeshadow or anything on my lid, no liner, nothing. I just put them really close to my lash line and call it a day. And I always get people like, oh my God, like, where do you get your lash extensions? And I'm like, Walmart. They're strip lashes. But yeah, I love the 614s. They are by far my absolute favorite. They are a little bit more subtle. As you can see, they're really long and wispy, but they're not like really, really thick or voluminous. So if I want something with a little bit more drama, what I have loved this year, which this is a new favorite because these were my 2018 favorites, where these are new from Salon Perfect, but I have loved them. These are the Extension Seeker line, and these are the 663s. So as you can see, these ones are more voluminous. They're both long and wispy, but these ones just have more lashes on them. So if I'm like going out at night or like something where I want a little bit more of a dramatic eye, I have been reaching for these throughout the year, and they are beautiful, but still have that really light and flexible lash band that the 614s do, so they still aren't heavy on the eyes or uncomfortable or anything like that. You literally barely know that they're on, and those are the kind of lashes that I like. So these both have definitely been my most used. Alrighty, moving on to the face. First things first, we gotta talk bronzer. So my favorite bronzer this year has been this one. This is from L'Oreal, and this is their Bronze Please collection, the La Terra bronzer. The shade on this is, I never say it right, 3 Almafi. That's the shade I have. I want to say this one is like one of the middle ones. This pan is literally huge. Like, I don't know that I'm ever going to hit pan on this bronzer because I literally use it like basically every day as a bronzer, and it doesn't even look like it's been used. So I feel like in like 2030, I'm still gonna be like, yeah, this bronzer, yep, still didn't hit pan on it. It'll be expired at that point. Because you get a ton of products. Obviously, this is ginormous. It has a very subtle shimmer to it, so I like this as like my all over bronzer on my face. It's not like chunky glitter, but it is gonna give you a nice glow, and the shade is just really good to kind of warm up my skin tone personally. So this was definitely the most used bronzer, and also has a really nice like subtle scent to it. It smells really pretty, so love this. I also have to talk about the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. As you can see, this is well used as well. Basically all the shades in here have been well used throughout the year. You can see we've used this quite a few times. But this basically has 2 bronzers. One of them is a shimmer, which is this one right here. Then it has a matte bronzer. It has 2 different blushes and then 2 different highlights. So this was definitely a go-to on a daily basis. I use this so many times. I traveled literally all over the world with this because it's easy, because it has everything you need. Like, this is an all over the face bronzer, then you can contour with the matte bronzer. You got 2 different blushes and then 2 different highlights to choose from. So it basically covers your whole face, big mirror, everything else. So I definitely use this a ton. My other highlight favorite is from Makeup Forever. I have it in this little quad, or actually trio. There's only 3 things in here, but it is this highlight right here. This is their Pro Light Fusion in the shade 02. I believe this one's 01, the more pinky toned one, but the more golden one is my favorite, which is 02. I had it in like its own like little compartment, but I hit pan on that one, and then I have it in this little palette. So I've been using this little palette as of right now, but you can buy it individually on its own. But it is a beautiful golden highlight. It just glides over like any texture, anything you have going on, and just absolutely beautiful. It's like blinding, but not like chunky glitter, like ew, what's on her face. Just like a really, really beautiful glow. So definitely loved this year. All right, now we have to talk lippies. This is one of my favorite categories. So first, for most used nude lip, because I kind of separated it out. My most used nude lip was MAC's Honey Love. This is just an absolutely beautiful neutral shade. I will swatch it for you guys so you can see right there. Sort of like a mauvey pinky nude. It's matte, it's beautiful, it lasts all day. I love MAC's lipstick formula, I always have. And this is just basically my perfect nude lip. So definitely that hands down was my most worn nude lip throughout 2019. If we're talking more vibrant colored lip, I always love a red lip. So my absolute favorite for that was the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. This formula is amazing. Like all of the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipsticks are beautiful, but the shade Beso specifically, which is the red shade, was definitely my most worn kind of vibrant lip color. That's what it looks like right there, but it looks stunning. It makes your teeth look white and it lasts all day long. It does dry down to be a matte, but it doesn't dry out the lips. So I do really, really love that. So these were definitely my most used lip colors. I did also want to give honorable mention to the Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Angeles, because if we're talking nude liquid lipstick, because obviously the nude lipstick that I showed was like a regular tube lipstick, but sometimes I want a liquid lipstick. Like I don't want to deal with a tube lipstick. This was definitely my favorite. It's a very similar shade. It's a little bit lighter actually, now that I see them swatched together. And this one is a little bit more cool toned, but I absolutely love this shade as well. And this was well used throughout the year, especially if I wanted to do just like a matte lip. A lot of times I would use this, where if I knew I wanted to use gloss, I would go in with the lipstick. I don't know why. Not that you can't put lip gloss over a liquid lipstick, but that's just kind of what I did. So this was definitely very well used as well. And I do have an affiliate code with Ofra. You guys can use code Kelly, which will get you a discount that you guys can use on their website. But yeah, definitely really, really loved that liquid lipstick as well. Up next for lip gloss, we have the Tarte H2O liquid lip gloss in the shade Sandy Toes. I don't even know why I'm looking at the bottom. I know the shade because I've used it so many times. You guys are like, Kelly, we know. This is such a pretty lip gloss. I'll just put it on my hand to show you guys. But there it is right there. It's like a light pinky nude. It just gives this beautiful like glisten, juicy look to your lips, which I love, and it lasts a really long time. It is a little bit sticky, but not like sticky, like, because the lip gloss has to have a little like stick to it or it's not gonna last. So this one does have a little stick to it, but not overly, and it lasts amazing. So this was definitely one that I've been using so many times, because a lot of times like I'm out and about, I'm doing stuff, like I'm not just gonna keep applying lip gloss. So like I need something that's going to last. So this one is definitely a very long lasting but beautiful lip gloss. So I love that, definitely got a ton of use. And then a newer favorite that I have used basically ever since I ordered it is the Haus Laboratories lip gloss in the shade Venus. This is what is on my lips right now. I love the Haus Laboratories lip gloss formula. I think they're amazing. This is Lady Gaga's makeup brand. So I want to say it came out in like September. So ever since I got this, I've been using it nonstop. This one doesn't have any shimmer to it. Like the Tarte one is glossy, but it does have like a little shimmer to it. This one doesn't really. It's just basically gloss. So it's just gonna kind of make your lips look mirrored. Like obviously you guys can see it on my lips. I'll put a little bit more on. So it's not really any shimmer, it's just really like glossiness, where the Tarte one does have a little bit of shimmer and then a lot of glossiness. So, and this one is a bit deeper of a shade, where this one is a little bit lighter. So it kind of depended if I wanted a lighter nude or a darker nude, which one I would use, but these were definitely my most used lip glosses. And last but absolutely not least, we gotta talk setting spray. You guys already know, basically the only setting spray that I ever use is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I love this stuff, it's so good. I use this if I'm just putting a BB cream on in the morning and that's it, or I'm doing a full glam all out makeup look. I'm always setting my face with this. I honestly haven't found anything that works better. I genuinely think that if you set like literally even the crappiest product with this, it would probably still last a really long time. It's basically hairspray for your face. So yeah, love that. That was definitely a 2018 favorite and it continued on to 2019. So yeah, that I believe is everything. Those are my yearly favorites. Definitely let me know down in the comments, like what were your favorite products for this year? I would love to hear. So definitely let me know that down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and will I see you again before 2020? Like, should I say see it in 2020? Let me look at my calendar and see, like, am I uploading again or no? Oh yeah, today is only the 26th. You guys are gonna see me again, so I'm not gonna say see you in 2020, because I'll see you in 2019 in the next video, but I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!